What's up, guys? Invader1 here again, and I am back. And this time, guys, I have something that I'm so proud of. This is a super hardcore challenge that evades the toughest. It's a really tough challenge. And you guys are wondering, man, what could be harder than the Thunderdome? What could be harder than Glacier Hazard versus Collectors? Well, Glacier Hazard versus Geth, probably. But Geth Jade is one of the toughest map combinations there is, and that's if you're not using like the Krogan Warlord. I mean the Krogan Warlord or the Krogan Vanguard. And I didn't want to do that. This has been a challenge for quite some time. As of this moment, I think I am the fourth person who has ever recorded this challenge. It's really tough. There's only a few people who have ever done it, and the reason I'm very excited about it is because I did it with a character that I was not expecting to do it with, and not only did was I able to complete the challenge and figure out and figure out kind of like a, how can I say it? There's a few things that I want to talk about. I figured out how to set up spawn control in the beginning. As you guys can see, I've done speedruns in this map, so I kind of took the same mindset. And if you see, I start off every wave at the specific spot right at the top center, and I'm facing a specific area, forcing the enemies at one location, which you already see as I started here. And I also wait to the end of the the banner that telling you what wave it is. It's wave 1. I always wait to the end of it so that it disappears to start moving, because sometimes the enemies take their time to kind of spawn and you don't want them to spawn erratically. So I was able to figure that out. Then at the same time I was able to figure out a pattern to constantly get the enemies moving in a flow that works to my advantage. And I have a few points of interest in this map. As you can see in the beginning, the spawn control, and these other little sections that I stop in. Every section that you see me stopping in this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, they'll all be the same. It's very rare I switch up a little bit. Sometimes I may go to another one that I'm not constantly going to. But if you see all these points that I'm going to, these points of interest, that's where you're gonna want to go if you're gonna want to do Geth Jade, depending on your character, of course. If you're using the Krogan Vanguard, that's a whole different story. You're gonna probably play him totally different than this guy. If you're going to use the Krogan Warlord, or you're going to use whoever, it might be different. But if you have a character that's kind of moving around a map like this, this is it. And it's interesting, I kind of decided to go with the Batarian Brawler, because although I'm not playing him here the way I play him on the team game, the build video that I created for you guys, and I'm going to put the link on the bottom so you guys can check out that video. And it's a lot of fun because I do nothing but heavy melees, and that's a platinum game too. I play very different here, but the way I'm using him here is a whole different play style, where what I'm doing is I'm using Biotic Charge to get me through the map, to get me really fast through areas that normally I'd be bogged down in, and at the same time to cause fire explosions to damage enemies, and at the same time to constantly keep my shields of my barriers back up. As a matter of fact, this is not my first attempt, this is actually my fourth, and the first 3 I actually continued getting to wave 9. Now what's interesting is that one of those attempts, I was hoping that would have been it, because one of the attempts I actually got targets on wave 3 and they were primes, and I figured out very quickly that I didn't need to use missiles. I could actually go in front of a prime, shoot 2 Acolyte shots even while the other primes are shooting at me and the other enemies are shooting at me, and continue charging, shoot, charging, shoot, charging, shoot, and actually destroy the prime, target by target. I was hoping that one would have been it, because I didn't waste any nukes, and I actually got 3-way survive. I didn't die. So it didn't happen, but here at least I got some really good objectives. I got very lucky here, because the last objective was the short escort, and I believe all the objectives were escorts. The previous objectives that I had were targets, and I got a hack at one point, which hacks are decent in this map. Hacks are really good because you can draw the enemies in, and then when they get it gets too tied up, then you head out and you just wait for a little while on the other side of the map, and you can come back to it, which is pretty good, because a short map like this, you kind of need that. So I got those. I didn't get devices, which I don't know, by some miracle I did not get devices on any of these attempts, which is thank goodness, because devices is just really tough. Very tough on this map. Still, either way, guys, this is an excellent challenge. It's one of the toughest challenges that you can do. And I'm very proud to have been able to use the Batarian Brawler Vanguard, something very unique. The previous attempts, the previous 3 players who did an excellent job on completing this challenge as well. One of them used the Geth Trooper Soldier, and that was a great solo. I think it was he's the first one who ever recorded his this challenge attempt, and props goes to him. He's a very good soloer. And then the other one was a Volus. I think it was a Volus Engineer. It was a Volus Engineer, and PC player, really cool guy. And the third guy did it with a Geth Juggernaut Soldier, and he actually got 10 wave survive, which that's a good one. I cannot do the 10 wave survive in this one, but I was hoping to at least get a few. I actually got 5 wave survive, so if you can see, I was able to get 5 wave survive. I survived throughout all this, guys. I figured out the strategy. I figured out a way to go around the map. I figured out a way, and you know, I had tried this. I had attempted this a few months back, and it was just I would get destroyed and wrecked in the first 2 waves. I was constantly losing meta gels. I wasn't able to survive, and then I just decided to switch characters. Sometimes you gotta switch characters. You have to stop. You have to refresh, and then, you know, I'm going through all the Vanguards right now, trying to see if I can solo them. And I got up to the Batarian. I said, wait a second, this guy might be good for this. He's extremely tanky. He's got great defense bonuses, and he's got biotic charge. I said, you know what? Let me look into this, and let me talk about the build a little bit. I showed the build at the beginning, and I'm just gonna talk real quickly about the build setup. Biotic charge. I have radius. You want that for multiple enemies. Weapon synergy on this one instead of power, because that's the only power you're gonna use. The biotic charge. I'm not using lash on this build. I just don't have time for it. And rank 6 is barrier. I want to make sure I get an additional 50% after a successful biotic charge. Increase the barrier, so that's great. The force is 1023, so that means that I can stagger phantoms. The damage is 630. The barrier is restored as 100%, so I get my barriers back 100% with every biotic charge. Now, blade armor, guys. The way I'm using blade armor for damage reduction to make this guy tanky as a mule. All right, so this is what I'm doing with the blade armor on rank 4. Let me tell you something a little bit about the blade armor. This is the traditional build that I normally use because I'm constantly using melees on this guy. But if I wanted to be a little bit more tanky, I would have gone on rank 4 for durability, get an additional 5%. It would have been 30% at the moment, and I didn't go for that. I went for melee damage because I want to use this build outside of just the solo. Now, rank 5, I went for damage return, so like that, if brutes or any enemy just hits me with a melee, they also get hurt, 150%. And rank 6, I went for durability, an additional damage protection bonus of 10%. If I would have gone with rank 4 durability, again, that would have been 40% damage reduction. At this moment, I got 35, which is still great. So 35% damage reduction on this guy is awesome. Melee damage bonus is 40%, and melee damage return is 250% spec'd out this way. So the blade armor, guys, is really helping me out. Batarian Enforcer. And I will go real quickly through this, so I don't want you guys to get annoyed with my voice and having to hear me throughout this entire solo. So, the Batarian Enforcer, I went from rank 4, weapon damage, because, hey, he's a Batarian, you want a lot of weapon damage. I usually like to put shotguns on this guy. This time I didn't go with that because of what I was trying to do here, but weapon damage, rank 5, power damage, to make sure that his biotic charge is strong enough, and rank 6, I went for damage and ammo. You get spare ammunition and weapon damage by 10%, so you get spare ammo bonus of 25%. That means you have more ammo in your gun than most other characters. And you have a power damage bonus of 27.5% and weapon damage bonus of 25%. This guy, the Batarians are badass. They're just really powerful. And for fitness, guys, I normally go for tankiness. In this situation, I didn't, because I really like to use them for brawling and melee. If you check out the team video that I have on the description, check it out and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm just going around any phantom, I'm just charging in heavy melee. Here I don't do that because I'm constantly in the move. This is a tiny map, it's a solo, it's not a team game. So if you watch the other video and compare it to this one as well, you'll see 2 different play styles, and I hope that you do get to check out both, because then you'll get to know the way to play with this guy differently, and 2 different ways. I went for melee damage, all the ones on the top. All the ones on the top for fitness. So that's melee damage, martial artist, and melee synergy, because I mean, this guy's a melee beast, and usually when I play him again, I put like Juggernaut Shield or, you know, hydraulic joints. I put strength enhancers, everything that has to do with melee, and I put the shotgun because the shotgun has the strongest blade. And in other words, when you charge and do a heavy melee with this guy on a Phantom or any enemy, mostly any enemy except the large boss enemies, you're killing them. They're just dead. They drop. So that's normally why I go with that kind of build. With the weapons that I went here, I went with the Acolyte, and I also went with the Collector SMG. I'm using most of the Acolyte throughout the entire game because I'm doing a lot of fire explosions with his biotic charge. That's exactly what I'm doing. And since this is the Geth, the Acolyte works very well against them. It's the kind of weapon you want, especially for the Geth bombers, because they constantly move out of the way. And what's great about the Acolyte shot is that it kind of tries to track enemies. So in a situation like this, when you're really tied down and you're fighting against the Geth, you want a weapon like the Acolyte, and it truly helped me out in this situation. It would have been a even tougher solo without it. And the Collector SMG was very good. What I used it mostly is to finish off the armor on primes and banshees and enemies like that, and I don't have to worry about ammo. That's what I use it for, and that's really where you see me take it out towards once the barriers are down, once the shields are down. That's what I go for. Now, if just one quick tip, one last tip in regards to soloing the Geth. Okay, if you guys are doing something like this, something crazy like this, and you want to know when to use missiles. Okay, well, the toughest waves for Geth are waves 1, wave 2, and wave 9. Okay, wave 1, 2, and 9. So if you want to know when to nuke, don't nuke on wave 1. Just fight them. Just do what you got to do. Figure it out. You know, figure out your map, whatever map you're using. Just do it. Just fight wave 1. You got 2 primes. You can deal with that. Wave 2, though, if you do want to nuke, just use 1. With wave 2, you get 3 primes. It's ridiculous. So I had to figure out. I had to figure that all out for Jade. Trust me, I had to make sure. I had to figure out a way to funnel them and bring them together because they're so slow. So the nuke waves, if I were to nuke anything, it will be waves 2 and wave 9. If you notice in this entire gameplay, I make sure I try to hold all my nukes all the way to wave 9 because wave 9 is the toughest. You have double primes, you have banshees, and you have phantoms all in the same wave. So that is insane. That's a lot of DPS. That's a lot of it. That's a lot coming at you. So if you notice, wave 9, right away I open up, I whip out my nuke, and I'm ready, and I'm nuking spawns. And I only used 2, which is great because I wanted to make sure I had 4 missiles for wave 10. And guess what? It helped out. Wave 10, I was able to use 2 missiles, and then I still had 2 left for the end of wave 11 for extraction. I was able to use 1 to get to the extraction point, and I was able to make it because you guys know extraction on Jade is really tough. It's right in the middle on the top. It's so open. So I was able to do it, and I still had 3 metagels at the end. Actually, I have 4 metagels, but I died right there at extraction, got back up, and the last second I walked right into extraction. I got full extraction. So yeah, guys, I was able to figure it out. It was it was very intense. I would say this was actually a fun one. It was my fingers were shaking, my hands were shaking, and everything. So it was very intense. So if you want to know probably a solo that may be a little bit more difficult than the Thunderdome, this is it, guys. If you want to try it out, definitely check out the video. Look at the way I manage these specific points of interest that I stand on, even areas like this, if you notice, and see how I manage the enemies, how I draw them in, and how I wait to the primes close in a little bit, enough so that I can move on to the next point, because you don't want to rush it. You got to be careful, but you don't want to rush it either. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to let you guys on to the solo. This was absolutely amazing. It was intense. I'm very proud to bring this to you guys because it was a super tough challenge, and it's a challenge that's been out there for a while, and challenge completed. Alright, guys, see you guys on the next video. Invader 1 out.
Clear.